When you think of Australian cuisine, one dish stands above the rest: roast lamb. It's more than just food, it's a tradition, a celebration, and a symbol of family gatherings across the country. Today, we'll uncover why roast lamb is considered Australia's national dish, and explore some amazing facts, both well-known and little-known, about this iconic meal. Why lamb is Australia's national dish? Did you know Australia has 3 times more sheep than people? With over 70 million sheep across the country, it's no surprise that lamb became a cornerstone of the Australian diet. But roast lamb isn't just about abundance. It became a cultural centerpiece after World War II, when Sunday roasts turned into a weekly ritual. Families would gather around the table, share stories, and enjoy lamb with roasted potatoes, carrots, and mint sauce. The marketing campaign that changed everything. One of the biggest reasons roast lamb became so iconic was thanks to a legendary advertising campaign. In the early 2000s, Australian lamb campaigns declared lamb as the nation's favorite meat, often with witty, cheeky ads. One famous commercial even suggested that eating roast lamb on Australia Day was a patriotic duty, an idea that stuck and made lamb a symbol of national pride. Unknown facts about Australian roast lamb. Now, let's dig into some fascinating and little-known facts about Australian roast lamb. Lamb roasts are often considered the most requested last meal by Australians in surveys. It's that deeply loved. Unlike many other nations, Australians prefer lamb cooked medium to well done, while in Europe and the Middle East, lamb is often served rare or medium rare. The traditional side dish, mint sauce, has an unusual origin. It was originally used in England to mask the strong smell of mutton. Over time, Australians kept the tradition, but with lamb's milder flavor, it became more of a refreshing pairing than a necessity. Australia is one of the world's largest exporters of lamb, sending it to more than 100 countries. Ironically, in some years, Australians themselves faced higher lamb prices because of global demand, yet the Sunday roast tradition endured. In the Victorian gold rush of the 1850s, miners often roasted lamb on open fires in camp settlements, making it one of the earliest celebratory meals in colonial Australia. And here's a quirky one. In 2010, Australian researchers found that the smell of roast lamb cooking was one of the top 10 aromas that made Australians feel nostalgic and at home. The modern twist on a classic. While the traditional roast lamb with potatoes and mint sauce is still loved, modern Australian chefs have added new twists. Today, you'll find lamb roasted with native herbs like wattle seed and lemon myrtle, or cooked on outdoor barbecues for a smoky flavor. In multicultural Australia, lamb is also marinated with Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, and Asian spices, proving that this classic dish continues to evolve while staying true to its roots. Lamb wasn't always the favorite in early colonial Australia. Settlers actually preferred mutton, meat from older sheep, because it was more plentiful and cheaper. Lamb, considered more tender and delicate, was often reserved for special occasions and wealthy families. Over time, lamb became the star, and mutton faded into the background. The Australia Day lamb tradition. Every year, Australia's lamb industry launches a highly anticipated TV ad campaign just before Australia Day. These ads often stir debate, mix humor with patriotism, and encourage people to put lamb on the barbecue. They've become as iconic as the dish itself. Some people watch the ads even if they don't eat lamb. Lamb in the outback. In rural outback stations, roast lamb was considered a measure of hospitality. Stockmen and drovers working long hours with sheep were often welcomed into homes with a roast lamb meal, making it a symbol of generosity and good manners in farming communities. Roast lamb. In 2007, Australians cooked one of the largest lamb roasts in history, weighing over 1.6 tons of lamb. It was roasted outdoors on massive spits to celebrate Australian lamb's popularity and fed thousands of people in one day. The most expensive cut ever sold Australian lamb has a global reputation for quality. In Japan, premium Australian lamb racks have sold for over $100 per kilogram, making it one of the priciest red meats in fine dining restaurants. Yet in Australia, roast lamb still remains a family staple. It's a political symbol too. In 1996, Australia's Prime Minister John Howard famously said that being invited over for a barbecue of lamb chops was the ultimate Australian gesture of friendship. Since then, lamb has occasionally been used in political speeches and cultural references as a unifying symbol of Aussie identity. The Sunday roast rivalry. While lamb is Australia's most loved roast, it often sparks friendly rivalry with beef. Some families argue over whether beef roast or lamb roast deserves the Sunday dinner crown, but lamb usually wins thanks to its rich flavor and its cultural connection. A dish that bridged cultures as Australia became more multicultural, roast lamb became a fusion dish. Greek, Lebanese, and Turkish migrants introduced marinades of garlic, lemon, oregano, and spices, which blended perfectly with Australian lamb. This is why today, you'll see roast lamb cooked with Mediterranean and Middle Eastern flavors all across the country. Roast lamb in space. Almost, in the early 2000s, Australian scientists working on space travel experimented with freeze-dried lamb roast meals for astronauts. Although it never made the official NASA menu, the fact that roast lamb was even considered shows how strongly Australians identify with it. The aroma that defines home in surveys by food researchers. The smell of a lamb roast came out as one of the top aromas that instantly remind Australians of home, family, and comfort. It scored higher than smells like fresh bread or eucalyptus. From gold rush camps to Sunday family dinners, from TV commercials to Australia Day celebrations, roast lamb isn't just food, it's a piece of Australia's soul. So, next time you carve into a perfectly roasted leg of lamb, remember, you're not just enjoying a meal, you're sharing in a tradition that has brought Australians together for generations. If you enjoyed this journey into the story of Australia's most iconic dish, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing food stories from around the world. Until next time, let's keep the flavors of history alive.